We got the line established where we want to plant these guys, and I'm trying to get it so we can, when I'm doing my weeding, I can hopefully try to come down the raspberries and then come right down the path in between the figs and what's going to be the elderberry. We already got some of the holes dug out, and we're spacing them out about 5 feet apart. You can do between 3, I think, to 6 feet apart, but we're sticking with 5. And our rows are going to be 12 feet apart. So we got the string set up, and this is good because when you're planting your holes and you're putting your plants in, you want to make sure that when they're in the ground that they're nice and straight. That the path is straight. So we're going to be doing a 100-foot row. Right now we're only going halfway because we decided at the last minute that we were going to buy more. And so we got another order coming in that we're going to be doing on this side, and we're doing 2 different varieties. And I haven't dug the holes on this side yet. I don't know if you can see that string. I got this string there. You go. You can see it there. And we got the stake set up right there next to this mulch pile, which will be out of the way fairly soon. I already got my wheelbarrow and pitchfork right there. I've been using this pile to put over there in the blackberries and raspberries. I just got finished putting some compost fertilizer over there, and so we're all set to go. So really excited, so let's start to take a look at these plants and see what's going on. I ordered these through Norse. They're not organic, I know that, but it's going to take a couple of years for these guys to really get established anyway, so I'm not really too concerned about it. I'm going to grow them organically, I'm going to take care of them, and we already have a couple that are doing really well. So this particular variety, we got 2 varieties. One is a sandal. Let me see if you can get that in there. Right, and this is how they come, very nicely rooted. I mean, that thing is really nicely established. And then we have the other variety here, which is Samuel, I think it's pronounced. I guess that's how you pronounce that, Samuel. And I don't want to mix these guys up because one variety is going to be in one row, and then the other variety is going to be in another row. Sorry, it's like still cold out here. It's crazy weather in the month of April. Frankenstein is doing their thing with the weather, and but we're not hating on it. Well, yeah, I am hating on it, but it is what it is. So we're going to get this done. So let's go do some planting. What I'm going to do is just slightly loosen up the soil so that it's not a dead stop at the bottom of that root. Okay, so I want to have some space at the bottom of that. So, you know, if you have like really clay type soil, might be a good idea to add some nice sandy material. Okay, so now what I want to do is just make sure that my plant is lined up right with this line, and I'm just going to take the rest of this stuff and kind of break it up a little bit. And the biggest things with these guys is being patient, because they do take a little bit of while to get established. But once they get established, then you can go ahead and start adding some fertilizer, organic fertilizer preferably. Alright, so we got our first one in the ground. And that's perfect, right where we want it, just like that. Alright, let's do another one. So I got the hole dug, and I got probably, just so you know, probably a good 3 inches of space beneath that I'm going to break up soil just loosely. These balls are really tight, so I'm really afraid to try to break it up. I'm always a little worried about damaging the roots. These guys are really tight, so I'm not going to bother them too much. See that guy's really twisted. Okay, I could try to bend it up like that, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to plant them, and then if I have to, I'll put a stake on them to train them more upwards. I like my roots to be facing straight up and down. Alright, so main thing is getting this guy lined up to the string, and that he's at the same level as the root ball. Alright, so we're looking good. So I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of these guys planted, and we'll come back and take a look. And then I want to show you some of the older elderberries that we planted a couple years ago, and show you how good they're doing. So let me plant the rest of these, and we'll come back and take a look. Alright guys, so we got everything planted in, and we're pretty happy with it. The spacing looks really nice. And you could probably barely see these guys, they're so small.
Did you tell them how wide apart?
Yeah, I did say.
Okay.
We went 5 feet apart within the row, and then from row to row, that's 12 feet apart. I think this was the Samuel that was really small.
Samdell.
Samuel? Yeah.
Samdell.
But the other ones are way bigger, so let's look at the other ones. So here are the other varieties, and as you can see, they're much bigger. So it's easier to line up the string. I mean, it's not a big deal really, just lower the string. Now as far as weeds go, we're probably going to do the same thing that we do with most of our berries, is just put mulch in the row, and then we're going to do just, weeding outside of those rows, and I come down here with my bush hog. So that is the plan so far. We are going to be getting into some cover crops, but we got to see what's going to work easiest for us. I mean, either way, we're going to be doing cover crops throughout the farm, but we're trying to look into the specific types of cover crop for the specific things that we're growing. So what's going to benefit the plants, and of course all the insects and everything. So we got these guys watered in, except for these last 3. We'll show you that real quick. And when you first get them in, you definitely want to water them in nicely. And then what I kind of do is I give it a first drink, let it soak down a little bit. As you can see, it's soaking right into the soil. And I'm just going to go over it one more time. And it should be good. Biggest thing we're going to have to deal with is the birds. The birds love these guys. They love the berries. And if you don't net them, they're going to be gone. So we're over here in the raised bed area, and as you can see, we have a lot of stuff covered up, a lot of greens that we're growing. It's been dipping down into the mid-30s, so you got to protect your greens. They can only take so much. So we got some cover over that, so that's why you see everything back there all covered up. So this is the Samuel,
yeah, something like that.
And this is one that we planted a couple years ago, and we pretty much just put it in a little octagon bed because we knew it was going to bush out, and they're doing really well. They've done extremely well. Last year we had a really nice harvest. In a little bit, you see what looks to be some berries forming right there. And we have actually 2 of these, and that's the other thing I forgot to mention, that when you're growing elderberries, you do need a pollinator. All right, so this is the other variety that we have. Now the other one that I showed you, as you can probably see, this one doesn't have quite as much foliage, and this is a smaller variety. This is a small one that you saw me planting just now. So they don't get quite as bushy, just from observation. And because they've already established themselves for the first year, and after that, then I can start putting some fertilizer in. And basically all we did, well, we did 2 different things. We're doing a test. We did one with alpaca, and then the other one which is compost that we're using for fertilizer. So I basically just spread around the whole base. What I did first was move the wood chips out of the way. And then you can see that some of this stuff is alpaca poop. I can tell by the little round things. I know you're probably like, oh, you're touching poop. Yeah, that's nothing new on the farm. Now they're actually producing flowers too. Now the big difference with these is that these are producing a lot more flowers. I mean, a lot more. These guys are like everywhere. I mean, look at that. And these guys will eventually, they turn into flowers, and from the flower they go to the fruit. All right, guys, that is it. We got a lot of more work to do, so hope you guys keep doing your thing out there, keep growing organic, and heal yourself and heal the planet. All right, peace.